Last but certainly not least, unfortunately, we lost an icon of professional wrestling, one of the people responsible for a lot of the things you see and enjoy about wrestling today. Your late great father, Mr. Jerry Jarrett, passed away earlier this year. This will be, or I guess as folks are listening to this, this was your first Christmas of your life without your dad. Um, we tried to do what we could to pay tribute to your dad when all of this happened, but we're several months removed now. With the benefit of hindsight, what have you been processing lately when you think about your dad and his contributions to professional wrestling?
Mm. Well, I am super grateful. God, I mean, so many things. Look, it's documented, and I don't think there's ever a perfect father son relationship. We had our ups and downs, but I am so grateful for the last however many years, 5, 6, 7 years. Just I could go on and on and on and talk about this, but Conrad, when you kind of look at, he passed away on February 14th and Valentine's Day. But when I think of last New Year's and last Christmas and last Thanksgiving and um, his last birthday, my last birthday with him, just all, whatever markers it may be, I can't help but have gratitude for it in so many ways. I think about Ric Flair's last match and him being a part of that and him, I mean, it just, you know, Taker and Brett and Mick and you, Connie, but that podcast we did, Conrad, on Ric Flair's last match, and him getting to have fun with David Crockett, and just all the things, Conrad, from a wrestling perspective, his last year of his life. Could God scripted it any better? Because
Probably
there
not.
was a time when he he'd go on spurts. I don't watch it. I do watch it, and then the last year, especially the last 3 months, AEW and the stuff I did, and he got to see that Acclaim stuff and chuckled all that. But the Rick stuff was so cool. When I every day that we continue to get away from the day of his passing, I kind of go back to my gratitude that lucky man. I'm lucky that I got to hear firsthand his mindset on, I don't say so many things, but everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And sometimes I would scratch my head and say, oh my God, I've heard this story for the thousandth time or whatever like that. But on the other hand, his perspective, and yes, time moves on and it's 2023 and now going into 2024, but kind of the same foundations and principles when you're dealing with talent, when you're looking through the lens of the fans, when you're kind of understanding, I call it the philosophical side of this industry in human nature. And as Shivani's book says, putting butts in seats, that has not really changed. It's got a different color paint. It's got a different color mechanism. There's just like everything's evolved. But at the end of the day, his principles that he taught me, and you can literally look at it in so many spectacles in the industry today. The successes of, I don't want to, God, this sounds so old school, but I'll say it. You can substitute a bunch of words, but you can say heels and baby faces and getting a heat on a heel and giving the people the opportunity to watch the baby face become victorious It's like the same recipe that you use for a great movie today. And yeah, with all the technology and this and that, same with wrestling. We can get there from a different perspective with different technologies, but the very core of our industry is still, we are human beings that connect emotionally. That's what sets us apart from all the other mammals. When you drill it down, and I can just hear that speech over and over and over. There's a lot of times, Conrad, I look and go, yep, he was absolutely 1,000% right. And those kind of things that I am grateful that he taught me those things. The things that he taught me are invaluable in my day-to-day life.